Hey, welcome back to Rock Stardust. And today we're looking at, a great song by The Clash that reminds me of Christmas. All right. And as it's the beginning of December, it's getting hotter now here finally. It rains a lot where I live, but it is coming into summer. And I'm sure you guys, a lot of you are in the Northern Hemisphere, it's going to get a bit of snow and stuff, but isn't that cool? But yeah, it's looking at this track, Hitsville UK, released in January 1981, which really reminds me of Christmas. Like growing up as a kid, for some reason, whenever I heard this song, it felt like Christmas, and I always seem to hear it on Christmas Day or around that time, and it still rings like that. But it was, inspired by the Hitsville, USA. The whole Motown scene, and Phil Spector and stuff like that. Whereas the premise here is it's Hitsville UK. It's about the rise of the, young punk bands with emerging talent and the rise of the indie labels, enabling them to get that, exposure without having to be signed to a major label. Interesting enough, it's it's a duet with Alan Foley. So Mick Jones, Alan Foley was his girlfriend at the time, and she famously sang, Paradise by the Dashboard Light on Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell album. So they were an item at the time. And by the way, Should I Stay, Should I Go was about that relationship as well. But interesting enough, it's not Paul Simonon who plays the bass. So a lot of people aren't aware of that. It was only recently that I discovered that too. And he was off, filming a movie called Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains, right? But check out this band. He was playing Johnny, the bassist for the Looters. So the Looters included Ray Winston on vocals, Steve Jones on guitar, and Paul Cook on drums. So hell, that awesome band that is. So I must check that movie out. If you've seen it, please leave some comments. Let me know what you think. The bass player for Hitsville UK was none other than Norman Watt Roy, from Enduring the Blockheads. So he also played on Magnificent Seven. So the first two tracks on Sandinista, it's not Paul playing. Unreal. And I tell you what, his chops are wicked. Like the groove on Hitsville UK, and obviously that outstanding bass playing on Magnificent Seven. So that was a real interesting point for me. So the song peaked at number 53 on the Billboard charts and number 56 in the UK. The B-side in the US release was Police on My Back, which is such a contrast, That should have been a single in itself. That's a phenomenal, full-on track. Great guitar, like full-on. I love that version they do. And also Jodie Linscott played on Hitsville UK. She was playing percussion, marimba. She was a prolific session player. So you get a lot of that festive feel there. And I think Mick was even playing a glockenspiel, but definitely got a massive Phil Spector sound. That production comes to the fore, no question about it. It really does. So yeah, again, it's a track that I obviously, it fits second on the album. It's between Magnificent Seven and Junko Partner, but it plays its part. But it definitely has that festive vibe for me, and it's if I was making a compilation of Christmas songs, I'd chuck it on there, even though a lot of people say it wouldn't be a Christmas. It is a Christmas song, but to me, it really feels like one, and it's got that special vibe, and fits into Sandinista, which is just a kitchen sink of every style in the book. It's a 3-record extravaganza. But I personally love that album, but there's some songs that I don't really gravitate to with some of the remixes. But the interesting thing is in March, that same year, 81, The Clash and members of Enduring the Blockheads played on Alan Foley's album, The Spirit of St. Louis. So check that out too if you haven't. It's definitely The Clash playing, and that's her backing band, which is the coolest backing band you could ever get, really. So there's a song in there, another Mick duet called Torchlight, which is pretty good, but there's some really interesting stuff on there. And, you know, hey, it's an interesting one. Some people call it the Lost Clash album. So check it out for yourself. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this take on Hitsville UK and going down memory lane in terms of, you know, songs that sound like Christmas. Please do remember, if you enjoy this kind of material, to like and subscribe, and do leave your comments in the comment section. Really appreciate that. Getting some good momentum, and appreciate your support. So catch you next time. Have a good one.